Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Imagine Slagharen. Now, in the previous episode, I started work on Apollo 14, which is a big chair swing in Slagharen. And yeah, one of the first things I did in the previous episode was that I actually I removed the palette that we used and I replaced it with a normal one, but that of course made this mine train and the chairlift pink again, or purple, pink, dark pink, whatever. I definitely want those to be brown again, but at least the grass should stay green. So the first thing I'm going to do now is fix the palette so these rides get their original color again. Alright, at least that is fixed now. So now we have the normal grass color, but the purple pink, the dark pink, has been turned into this nice color of brown again that I really wanted to use. Okay, as you may still remember from the pictures, let's bring up the pictures again. So the ride has these arms, and normally it has 5 of these, but I think it will be easier to recreate if we just make 4 of them, because then it's symmetrical and then we don't have to do stuff at weird angles. So they look somewhat like this. There's rotating stuff under it. So I think I will just start from the bottom, try to create something which it rests on, and then I'll try to create these arms that carry the ring which the seats are attached to. Okay, I must admit I am struggling quite a bit to put all these pieces in their correct places, but I will now just start from the top. I believe these pieces are now in the correct place, so if I just start building downwards from these, I hope it turns out alright. I think I will redo these, because it looks like the arms just curve upwards and they don't curve outwards. So what I'm making now doesn't really look like the real thing at all. Alright, now I have a version of this object that actually looks a little bit more like the original. Well, I have a rendering, let's call it that. So I'm just going to try and turn that into an object, see if I can make it look a little bit better than this one. Okay, I've now created a new object. I've made it a little bit bigger. So yeah, I'm really curious to see what it will look like. I really hope it fits, because it's quite annoying to make this new object. Alright, I'm just going to do a little comparison of these objects side by side. So yeah, as you can see, I made it quite a bit bigger. I just resized it a bit. It does make it a little bit less sharp, but at least this newer version has a lot more details on it, like these craters and stuff. So the old version, yeah, it's more green. I do think it has better colors than this one. But oh well, you cannot have everything. I really want to thank Fruity Max for creating this rendering for me. By the way, it's really nice. And of course, this object, the old one, yeah, the top keeps glitching out. It's probably just caused by how I made the object with its bounding box. But yeah, that would be getting a bit technical. So yeah, I definitely do think this new object is better. But yeah, the way this structure looks, I don't think I'm going to score very well in this round. But yeah, we'll see how it goes in the end. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit more detailing on these arms. And then I'm going to place some rocks under it, just like the real thing has. Okay, this will only leave the work on the surroundings to be done. What I will do now is I think I will simply now just do the entrance, or move the entrance. I want to have the entrance here, the exit here. There's a little bit of a gap between them and the real thing. And then after that, I think I'm going to do the surroundings in the next episode. So yeah, this will be quite a short episode, but I'll have to divide it into 2 episodes anyway. Because yeah, tonight we'll have to submit our entries, so I still got a lot of work to do. Now, one thing that that I can for sure fit into this episode is that I want this ride to last longer. So for that, I will just make this control track larger. So yeah, I can just keep the vehicles on the track. I can close it, and I can edit this ride without the vehicles respawning, because this control track is actually a different ride. I will simply close this ride, but keep the cars on the track like this. So now I should just be able to edit this control track without problems. And like I said, I'm just going to make it longer than it is now, so the ride lasts longer. Now, I actually wanted it to have multiple circuits, so first I'm going to try and see if I can manage to do that, because that would make it much easier. Actually, for a different ride mode, I would have to close the ride, so I'm not going to do that, because then I would have to redo the shoestringing, and I don't feel like doing that. Alright, I now just added 2 layers of track under the current track, and that should make the ride almost 3 times as long as it used to be. So I think that will help let some more guests queue up for the ride. So yeah, I think that will be a good thing, because that will mean we'll see more guests actually on the ride. Now, I am not sure, but I believe this is actually the queue path for the ride. So here you can see a little path, if you look carefully, that and then which goes up to this direction and then goes back here, and this would be where the guests enter, and these 2 gates are where the guests can exit the ride. So I think in the park I'll make it so that guests will simply enter from here, and they will exit from over here. Now, in order to move the entrance and the exit, normally I would have to close the ride, but I don't want to do that, because like I just mentioned, it would mean I had to do the shoestringing again. So what I'm simply going to do is that I'm going to copy and paste the entrance to the location where I want them to be, and then with the tile inspector we can make them usable again. Alright, I will leave the episode at this part, and I will continue on in the next one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this episode. I still got quite some work to do to finish this, but I hope I will manage to make it look as nice as possible before the deadline. I have about 1.5 hours left, so let's see how far I will get.